Hello everyone, this is the Time Project, and I'm gonna have to make a lot of announcements as to what's happening with this channel. First off, it's not ending. This channel's not going anywhere. It's still gonna keep on going, and nothing's really gonna happen to it. Second, the whole Time Project 2 idea that I made, horrible idea. Just absolutely horrible idea. It was completely idiotic. I had no idea what I was thinking when I thought that was a good idea, because it's not. It's a horrible idea. So yeah, the Time Project 2, it's not happening. It's the Time Project, and that's how it's gonna be. It's just gonna be the Time Project. No Time Project 2, just the Time Project. Nothing else. Also, one thing I want to mention is I uploaded 2 videos last month in March, which was a bit of a comeback for me. I hadn't uploaded a video in like 3 months, which was a long time and without a video. So yeah, and this video was like 74 minutes long. I mean, there was also that 2-minute joke video about the Big Bang Theory, but that was mostly just something I did in my spare time, and it was not anything really serious that I was working on. So the 2016 ranking video is what I really want to cover here. One of my comments on that video was that it was too similar to the Double Agents video, and yes, it absolutely is. That is 100% correct. I am not saying that you're wrong in that observation at all. Now, as for now, of course, it was like a question of whether it was coincidence or not. But the first thing I want to say before I actually answer that question is that it being too similar to the Double Agents video is a pretty big problem. It wasn't just similar in that the rankings were pretty similar, like the whole ranking of how the ranking of the songs was pretty similar. It was also that the tiers were the same, like the tiers that the music could be in, like the songs could be in, they were exactly the same. And the text was the same, and the transitions were pretty much the same, static transitions. And the scoring system with how I scored the year was also pretty much identical to how the Double Agent did it, with great being 5, good being 4, decent being 3, and so on. So, yeah, that's a pretty big problem. Now, there is one thing that is not similar in that I wasn't playing a video game in the background, which is the one thing that was actually different from the Double Agents video, and that was actually only part 2 of his ranking and not part 1, which was him not playing. He didn't play a video game in part 1 in the background. So, yeah, it's a pretty big problem, and I plan to address it because it's not okay to just copy another YouTuber style. It is pretty cheap and lazy to do it. It's not as cheap as to just like completely steal their videos, but it's still a pretty big problem and it does need addressed. So I'm still going to continue with the music rankings, but the style is going to be changed in order to give it some uniqueness and set it apart from the Double Agent so it doesn't seem like I'm just copying him. Also, as for whether it was a coincidence or not as to why the video was similar, well, for the rankings, it was completely coincidental. It's hard to believe, but yes, it was completely coincidental. I didn't even notice it until I actually watched the video the entire way through, and that's when I noticed that the rankings for the songs was pretty similar to the Double Agents ranking, and that's actually what put me off make uploading the video for so long, was because the rankings were so similar. I didn't feel like it was worth it or necessary to upload the video if they were just going to be almost identical to this other guy's rankings. But I did eventually upload it because like it has been at least like a year since he uploaded that video, so I decided that it was probably fine if I did. I mean, it'd still be kind of like copying his style a lot. I mean, sure, the rankings were coincidental, but like the video itself was still very similar in structure to a Double Agent video. So, yeah, that's mainly why I put off uploading the video for so long. And it's not as bad as if the double agent was like still making videos now. I mean, he did quit making videos for a long time, but then he made another video in December and hasn't uploaded since. So I'm not entirely sure what he's doing with his channel. So it's not as bad as if he was like continuing making videos regularly, like he was, say, around a year or two ago. But it's still a pretty big problem that needs addressed. And another thing I want to mention is, when's the next video coming out, and what are the next videos coming out? Well, first off, the 2017 ranking video is going to be a no-brainer, but this time it's going to be divided into two parts because having one 74-minute long video is pretty ridiculous. So it's going to be split up into parts, and each of the parts, like if you add them together, it's probably not going to end up being 74 minutes because that's just ridiculous. And after that, I have to do the winter 2018 and spring 2018 videos because if you can tell, I didn't make those like videos. So I'm gonna have to make those. I'm gonna have to like rank the like top 25 from those seasons. So like to catch up. So I'm like can go for summer, like for summer 2018. I've already caught up. And also a video that people will never stop asking me for, but it's for good reason, because it makes sense why everyone would ask me to make this video. The worst SML videos of 2017. Okay, this is actually last on the list, after the 2017 ranking and winter and spring 2017. Or 2018, my bad. So, when's 2017, the worst SML videos of 2017 coming out? Sometime after those videos are done. Now, I don't know when those videos are going to get done. The 2017 ranking isn't going to take as long as the 2016 one because it's going to be split up into parts. And the winter and spring 2018 videos shouldn't take that long, but they might. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. Well, after all that's done, I will probably make the worst of 2017 video. Finally. Everyone's been asking for it, but there's going to be a little thing about the 2017 video that I want to mention. It's going to be split up into parts. The reason for this is because the worst of 2017 video is actually going to be a top 20, because 2017 was a really, really bad year for SML. And there were so many bad videos that I could choose from in that year. So I'm going to make a top 20. So, of course, first part's going to be 20 to 11, and the second part's going to be 10 to 1. And I do take feedback. I do wish to improve my content. So like for example, people told me in my worst of 2015 video that my number transition was too long, so I fixed it for the 2016 video, so it wasn't nearly as long. And yeah, I do take feedback. If you have a comment for constructive criticism, leave it. I'll make sure to read it. And I don't, and I just want to mention this. My comments for the 2016 video, now, it was pretty like given that there was going to be a lot of hate comments and a lot of dislikes. I was expecting that. I mean, you talk about Jeffy on YouTube, and you're bound to get a lot of hate if you say anything negative about him. So the fact that a lot of people commented that I was like a hater or didn't know what I was talking about, or that I shouldn't shove my opinion down people's throats, that was pretty much expected. I wasn't, in fact, I'd be surprised if I didn't get those comments. But I just want to say one thing. Now, I know I'm never going to be able to stop people from commenting these things, but I'm just going to say this. People will learn a lot from the text, from something you write on the internet. Now, on the internet, you can pretty much write whatever you want. There aren't any restrictions, and any restrictions there are, you can pretty much easily bypass. Like, a lot of videos are restricted, like if you're 10, just lie and say you're 18 and you're in. It doesn't really matter. Nothing really happens. So, yeah. People know a lot when they see you write text on the internet or write something on the internet because they don't know who you are. They have no idea what kind of person you are. So when you write something like, say, I don't want to show anyone's comments as for like mainly privacy reasons, but if you say something like you're a hater, you hate Jeffy for no reason, or you're like, I even got some comments that called me racist and one comment that called me a hoe, but yeah, a lot of really immature comments like that. If you just write random poorly constructed comments like you're a hater and like misspell some pretty easy words that don't take much, if any, effort at all, even on the internet where you can pretty much look up anything you want. So if you're not sure how a word is spelled, you can just look it up. So if you type in a comment like that's just immature like that at all, people are going to have a pretty low opinion of you, and they're not going to think much of it because they don't know who you are. All they have to go by is your text or the comment or pretty much just what you write. So unless you have like some videos that show like more what the kind of person you are, they're not going to have much to go by at all. So the best thing you can do is to try to keep your comments better constructed. Like, at least make them a bit more mature, and if you have criticism, make sure it's actually criticism instead of just calling me a hater, because there were some actually good constructive criticism in the comments that I will take. So just try to make your criticism warranted. I don't care if you dislike the video, or I don't care if you hate me. Just don't be stupid and don't try to make your comments a bit more sophisticated. And this is actually for you. It's not for me. This is more for you. I know that a lot of teachers have said that to you in your school, because I'm assuming that the people who make these comments are like in 5th or 4th, 5th, 6th grade, around like 9 to 12, around that age range. I'm pretty sure you get this from your parents and your teachers a lot, that what you say a lot on the internet is just on there and you can't really do much about it. So just remember that is real, and people will think lowly if you type a comment in that says like, oh, you're just a hater for no reason. So yeah, that's pretty much that problem out of the way. So on the topic of when my next videos are coming out, probably May. Hopefully I can make all these 4 videos by like the middle of July, when all these videos should be done, and I can start on summer 2018 ranking, completely caught up, and just making regular videos. And that's pretty much it. I don't have much else to say other than continue watching the Time Project, and like, subscribe, and comment, and yeah, that's it. Goodbye.